Welcome to liveAIwire.com, where we take a calm and practical look at the developments shaping modern AI. In this episode, we explore 3 stories that illustrate how deeply these systems are entering everyday life. You can access every episode early on Patreon, and your support, even at the price of a coffee, really helps keep the podcast running. Let's get underway.
So Google is making one of its largest U.S. technology investments to date. We're talking a massive $9 billion commitment to expand its AI and cloud infrastructure in, of all places, Oklahoma.
It's a colossal move, and it really puts Oklahoma firmly on the global tech map. This changes the whole perception of where the foundations for the AI economy are actually being built.
And this isn't just about adding more servers, is it?
No, not at all. This $9 billion is very specifically about future-proofing their data centers.
Future-proofing. I mean, that sounds expensive. We're talking about more capacity, yes, but also integrating these highly sophisticated AI-optimized computing systems. And a big part of it is workforce training, too, for those high-tech roles.
Exactly. And $9 billion is a staggering figure, especially when you're deploying it in what's traditionally been a secondary market. It's not Virginia or California.
Right.
So the question becomes, what's the hard calculus driving that decision? Why there and why now?
It must come down to logistics and economics.
Precisely. Oklahoma offers this kind of competitive trifecta. You have low, stable energy costs, which is absolutely mission critical for AI, vast amounts of available land for expansion, and it's close to major U.S. data roads.
Plus, I'd imagine the state is offering a very business-friendly environment, incentives.
Of course. It lowers the long-term operational costs for these mega projects significantly. They're making a conscious trade-off.
Trading the convenience of the established coastal hubs for just the fundamental physical necessities.
They absolutely are. It shows you that the bottleneck for massive AI scale isn't the algorithms anymore. It's physical stuff. Power and land.
And when we talk about this specialized infrastructure, we have to touch on the design of the data centers themselves. Yeah. This is way beyond standard server closets, isn't it?
Oh, fundamentally, we're changing the architecture. The JLL 2025 Global Data Center Outlook, it really highlights how AI is reshaping everything. The traditional cooling systems just cannot handle the heat coming off modern GPU clusters.
And these GPU clusters, the specialized processors essential for training large AI models, and they just generate so much more heat than traditional CPUs.
An incredible amount more, yeah.
So what does optimized cooling look like in a $9 billion facility? It's not just bigger air conditioning, is it?
No, it's far beyond that. We're moving aggressively toward liquid immersion cooling.
So you're literally submerging the servers in liquid.
Literally. In a special non-conductive fluid. It's drastically more efficient and lets you pack much more processing power into a smaller footprint. The data centers themselves are becoming these highly specialized, almost bespoke machines.
It really shows that the foundation of AI is quite literally dirt, liquid, and electricity. It's a huge physical undertaking.
And it sets a major precedent. Big tech is now willing to deploy resources very aggressively into these secondary U.S. markets.
Which has massive implications beyond just the local economy. It could shift talent pools over time and directly impact the cost of AI services for everyone.
Infrastructure is key. It determines both speed and scale.
Okay, that gives us a clear picture of the physical backbone being built. But if the challenge in infrastructure is land and power, the challenge in actually using the AI is, well, it's much more human. We need to turn from the foundation of AI to one of its biggest challenges, understanding diverse human language.
That's a perfect transition because for all this talk of global scale, AI often grinds to a halt when it hits regional variation. Modern speech recognition, the systems like Whisper, Alexa, Google Assistant, they still struggle profoundly with regional accents, particularly across the UK.
From Liverpool to Glasgow, for instance.
Exactly. They really only excel with standard, dominant, urban speech patterns.
So you have millions of people who speak perfectly good English feeling, well, sidelined, because the technology that's meant to serve everyone only reliably understands a very specific, you could say, privileged way of speaking.
That's the core of it. It's an exclusion error baked right into the training data. The problem goes beyond just pronunciation. It's vocabulary, cadence, idioms.
Can you give us a few specific examples? I think for the listener, this can sound a bit abstract, but it's a genuine communication breakdown.
Absolutely. Think of words like bairn for child in Newcastle or our kid for a sibling in Manchester. Those terms almost never feature in the mainstream homogenized data sets the AI trains on.
So the AI just gets completely lost.
It fumbles not just the word, but the entire meaning of the sentence. One study on Newcastle English showed how the systems consistently misunderstood entire sentence structures shaped by that local vernacular.
And that's a profound failure when these systems are being used in critical areas. We're talking legal transcriptions, healthcare, even job interviews.
The implications are severe. It's not just frustrating for the user, it can lead to real digital exclusion. Imagine a healthcare app failing to record symptoms accurately just because of a thick dialect. That can quickly become discrimination.
It really can. But the source material pointed out something I found just unsettling, a security dimension to this.
It's astonishing, isn't it? Scammers have identified these exact blind spots.
And they're exploiting them.
They are. By mimicking regional accents that AI systems are poorly trained on, they're actually able to bypass sophisticated AI fraud detection systems.
Wait, so the technology's own bias, its inability to understand the full breadth of human language, is giving criminals an operational edge.
That's precisely it. A design flaw is being weaponized. It turns a limitation into a huge security vulnerability. It just shows that if there's a gap in the tech, someone will find a way to exploit it.
So what's the response? You can't just throw up your hands.
No, mitigation is essential. And the good news is, providers are working on it. Things like accent adaptation techniques, retraining the models.
Does it require a total rebuild?
Thankfully, no. Studies have shown that even a modest sample of regional speech, when it's introduced carefully, can significantly improve performance. So fixing this accent gap isn't just about fairness, it's a necessary step for accuracy and security.
That's encouraging. Okay, so we've seen AI needs massive physical infrastructure. We've talked about the bias it faces with human language. Let's bring this to our final topic now, which focuses on how AI is in this active arms race against sophisticated AI-driven financial fraud.
And this is arguably the highest stakes application of AI today. The fraud playbook has completely evolved. We're so far past basic phishing emails.
Right.
Modern financial fraud uses generative AI to mimic high-level targets. We're seeing CEOs' voices cloned for deepfake phone scams, fabrication of incredibly convincing synthetic documents, things that easily fool human employees.
It's an intelligent, adaptive enemy. Europol's 2024 report said that synthetic media and AI-augmented cybercrime are becoming the norm.
And the financial institutions have to respond in kind. They're using AI as their primary weapon. Machine learning models monitoring millions of transactions every single second.
Looking for what exactly? Anomalies?
Anomalies, yes. Based on very specific criteria, device fingerprints, IP metadata, customer transaction history. The goal is to detect and flag it before the money is gone.
You mentioned device fingerprints. For those of us not in fraud analytics, what is that and why is it such a critical red flag for an AI?
It's a great question. A device fingerprint is basically a unique profile of the machine you're using. Your screen resolution, the fonts you have installed, your OS version. If the AI sees a big transaction from a device fingerprint that's never been linked to your account, or that suddenly jumps from, say, Boston to Southeast Asia.
That's a massive flag.
A massive flag. It's all about spotting deviations from your established habits.
And the speed of fraud demands that level of detail. The metrics on the defensive side are pretty striking. The OECD noted AI is helping cut false positives by up to 80%.
That efficiency is transformative. It means fraud teams aren't just drowning in alerts. They can focus on the genuinely risky cases. And it allows for real-time flagging, dynamic risk scoring, and even automated account freezes.
And that automation brings us right back to the legal and ethical tightrope, the power to freeze an account instantly. That raises some huge questions.
Absolutely. This is where regulatory scrutiny under Europe's PSD3 comes in. The European Commission has raised critical questions here.
Because the AI has to be fast, but that speed can compromise due process.
Exactly. The core question is, can an algorithm flag suspicious activity and suspend funds without engaging in unfair profiling? And maybe more fundamentally, can the algorithm or the institution be held accountable for a wrongful freeze that causes real harm?
That is the line they're trying to draw right now.
It's incredibly blurry, and regulators are scrambling to catch up. In the U.S., the FTC launched Operation AI Comply back in September 2024. They're specifically targeting companies misusing AI in fraudulent ways.
So they're treating this kind of algorithmic deception as a national security issue.
They are. It's an arms race where being slow is measured in millions of dollars, and the most valuable currency you're trying to protect is customer trust.
These developments show that while massive physical infrastructure is being built to house AI, the technology is simultaneously fighting for accuracy against human language bias and engaging in an essential high-stakes arms race for financial security.
Thanks for listening to liveIWire.com. You can explore every story in full on the website, and early access is always available on Patreon for those who choose to support us. If you work in media and would like to feature any of our coverage, we're always looking to expand our distribution, and you can reach us directly through the site. The links to the 3 stories featured today are included in the episode details below, along with all relevant tags. Until next time.